Hey folks, I'm back with part one of my half price music mega haul score from yesterday. Uh, huge sale. Uh, half price music, which is a store here in Louisville, they get this wing out at the Kentucky Fairgrounds at the Kentucky Expo Center, and they set up this huge sale. I mainly went for CDs. Generally, the vinyl that they put out there really isn't worth having. I guess if you dug deep enough, you might find some stuff that's salvageable, but I just can't get excited about the vinyl part of their sale. But now the CD part is a little bit more of a mixed bag. They put out, I counted this time, and there were 3 rows of CDs. Each row was 6 long tables, and they had boxes, like maybe 4 boxes across and going all the way down and then underneath, and probably took me a little over an hour on each row to get through it, and that's just going at a pretty good clip. But now it's a little bittersweet because it's a tough sale in that there are a lot of CDs that are too scratched up. They just aren't good. So you really have to look at each and every CD that you pull to make sure that it's clean. And there are a lot of clean ones to be had. I certainly found my share yesterday. What I'm about to show you is the rock and kind of the rock, hard rock, and mainstream and metal stuff that I found yesterday. And I think I found some pretty good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump on it. This first CD, I decided to give this band a shot. Generally, what you will not see on this channel too often is 90s rock, because I just don't have an ear for 90s rock. I particularly don't appreciate grunge-wearing killjoys that can't play a guitar solo to save their life. Just you'll probably never see Nirvana in my collection. I just can't do it. But people keep telling me, give Pearl Jam a shot. So I found this CD yesterday, and it was clean. So it's Pearl Jam 10. I have no idea what to expect, but I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. The next one, was very surprised to find this. James Taylor, Sweet Baby James. Of course, has Fire and Rain on it. I was shocked to find this. Now, I don't know. I've shot the beginning of this video a couple times. All these CDs were $1. Okay? So I was very pleased to find that for $1. This next CD, I have no idea really. I've not heard anything from it, but it's Neil Diamond. Melody Road. It's a 2014 release. Still in the Shrink. So I was very, very glad to get it. Give it a whirl. This next album I've never had before, but it's a classic. So I thought I'd give it a shot. I found a really clean copy. Paul Simon, Graceland. Just, you can tell that's just spotless. So I'm not really giving this album. I probably have heard some. I mean, it was such a huge album. You Can Call Me Al, of course, everybody's heard. But then I probably have heard bits and pieces of this album. But I was glad to find it. The next one, Sting, Songs from the Labyrinth. Don't know what I'm in for with this either. It looks a little different. It looks more like the packaging was done to resemble more of a classical album. But that's Sting, Songs from the Labyrinth, a 2006 recording. The next two are in the Shrink. Couldn't believe my luck to find these two for $1 each. Sting Live, or not Sting Live, Genesis Live. One is Volume 1, The Way We Walk Volume 1, the shorts, and The Way We Walk Volume 2, the longs. So, jumped on those. Also found Phil Collins, Dancing to the Light. Don't know anything about this album. Looks like it's an Atlantic. Trying to see what year. Not sure, but I have not heard this album. But I like Phil's other work, so grab that one. Of course, love Clapton, and I happened to find these two both still in the Shrink. Their greatest hits album, Timepieces, the best of Eric Clapton, and Timepieces Volume 2, Live in the 70s. Yeah, love Eric Clapton. Oh, let's see here. Bring a couple in here. Got a little sinus issue going, so I apologize for all the sniffing. But I have a lot of sinus issues. Found 38 Special Flashback. Trying to look, see if it was a. It looks like it's a compilation album with the title like Flashback, you would think. Best of. Then I've also found Tom Petty, Wallflower. This is still in the Shrink. And Bad Company, 10 from 6. A lot of great songs on this one. Now here lately I've been trying to give Rush a shot, and yesterday I happened to find a really Fat Boy looked a little worn, so I was concerned about the back, but it's very clean. But the Rush Chronicles, next band I've heard of, but I've never really heard their stuff. But you know, like I said, at $1, I'm trying a lot of new bands that I haven't tried before. Mr. Big, Lean Into It. Love that cover. Then Iron Butterfly and Legata de Vida. Been curious about this album. I've seen it shown on the VC before, but not too familiar. Now this next guy I've heard of plenty. Billy Idol, Rebel Yell, Still in the Shrink. Digging that. Okay, let's see. The next two are Deep Purple albums. Live at Montreux, 2006. And then I found the very best of Deep Purple. That is not part of the cover, it's actually a sticker. There we go. And of course, a band that I've been growing to love a little more and more each time I hear them. Scorpions, the best of rockers and ballads. Found a copy of Winger and the Heart of the Young, Still in the Shrink. Whitesnake's first album. Was kind of shocked to find this disc in good shape, because usually if they've got metal, it's usually beat all the crap. But Skid Row, Slave to the Grind. I'm not familiar with Skid Row. I'll be interested to hear that. And this one, the front case is cracked a little bit, even though it's still in the shrink. Warrant. 86 to 97 live. Then I found Extreme's first album. Then Spinal Tap. Break Like the Wind. Love this movie. Well, the last four are Christian rock albums. This one is probably more of a modern rock album, modern rock album. I thought I'd give them a shot. It's Red, Release the Panic. I may end up hating this CD, but I thought I'd give them a shot. This one I'm fairly certain I like. Plum, Exhale. what is her? The young lady, I can't remember her name. Of course, it's not readily printed either, but I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm afraid to say it. Yeah, Tiffany Arbuckle Lee. I thought her name was Tiffany Arbuckle, but I kept thinking of the 90s pop singer, thinking that can't be right. But I've always liked her voice. So I picked that one up. And then I like the band Disciple, and I found a couple of theirs. Attack. They're more of a hard rock metal band. Metal-ish, maybe. I don't know if they'd be. 2014 is this one. And then finally, this I believe is a 2016 album. Long Live the Rebels. I look really forward to listening to those. And that will wrap up the hard rock metalish edition of this rock hall. I've got a lot of jazz, a little bit of country, a little bit of blues, and a lot that probably falls in the vein of contemporary Christian music that I still have to show. But we're already running 17 minutes, so I'm going to close out. Hope that you're doing well, and I will see you all soon.